Wahoo!
Hello everybody, Jack Holleworth here, and welcome to Lilo and Stitch Trouble in Paradise for the PS1. Or since we're just playing a USA ISO here, just Lilo and Stitch on the PS1. But yeah, released in 2002 and developed by Blitz Games as a movie tie-in game. This game's considered to be alright. Like, especially as far as I can tell. I mean, I did absolutely love this game as a kid, but you know, looking back at it now, I find it a little bit difficult to see what I liked so much about it. But yeah, looking around the main menu, we can mess around with what Lilo has. But yeah, let's get this party started. And most of the cutscenes we're going to end up skipping simply because they're movie clips, and God forbid I'd steal anything from the coveted vault of Disney.
Come on, Stitch. Okay.
There you are.
Hi.
Listen, Lilo, I've got to go to work now, so I'll meet you in town at 1 o'clock, okay?
Okay. 1 o'clock. That's ages away. Come on, Stitch. We can get some more photos for my wall.
Real engaging story, isn't it? But yeah, the main purpose of this game is that it's split up into 3 different acts. And each act has you collect 16 of a certain object. If you haven't collected all 16 objects by like the end of the 4th level in each act, you can't progress to the boss. But yeah, basically what this game is, it's basically Disney's idea of Crash Bandicoot. I don't really have too much complaints about the controls, as that circle is the voodoo attack instead of square, which I bet most people are probably used to. Instead, square is to pick explosive barrels up and use them against enemies. Those clapperboards, they can pretty much be picked up for the sake of 100% completion. You mainly just get like screenshots from a movie you can view in the gallery later. Your main reward for getting all 100 collectibles in a level, well, you not only unlock a time attack, which is pretty much forced every time you replay that level, but also you get an extra life. Mailbox. This is where you actually save your game. Just walk up to it and you're all good. And now I present to you probably the most lazy mini-boss I've ever seen in a video game. Real exciting boss fight, isn't it? In fact, every time we go up against one of these guys again, I'm just gonna fast forward it simply because other than their final attack, which pretty much changes up every act, like every single one of these fights the same. But yeah, now that we're playing as Stitch, that actually gives me a bit more to say about the game. Like, circle, you can spit at your enemies. Also, by collecting 20 cups of coffee, you can fill up Stitch's badometer in the bottom left. What exactly does the badometer do? Well, we're gonna press triangle once we gather enough cups of coffee. I swear I remember that sound being less obnoxious as a kid. I feel like that should have hit me then. But yeah, while this isn't really the worst movie-based game I've played, like I can certainly say there's a lot that's fallen under that category of terrible movie-based games, but at the same time, this one's pretty much so average that that this is just not one of them. I mean, of course I did. In fact, of course, as a kid, I did beat this without a memory card like numerous times. Most of those playthroughs were just on me not having a PS1 memory card to use in my PS2 back then. Also, I missed a cup of coffee near the very beginning, so no extra life or time attack for me. Although we're not going to really be covering the time attack stages simply because they don't count anything towards your 100% completion goal. Real appropriate response from Stitch in this kind of situation. The loading times on PS1 games drive me insane. Inside, I mean. Well, they do spice up some of the enemies a little bit, like normally plants would just slowly try to make a bite out of you. The ones in this level try to do that like 3 times at a rapid pace. Little voodoo spoon we can use with triangle. Unfortunately, there are a few enemies in this game that you can't kill with voodoo, but But basically, we can use the voodoo spoons to just drop a fat guy on the enemies. Like, certainly more amusing than it sounds, isn't it? I also like how... I also like the music you hear in each of the levels. Like, for Lilo's levels, you get the typical Hawaiian sort of themed stuff. While for Stitch's levels, the genres you get can kind of vary. Also, Lilo's collectibles are pretty much everything else other than cups of coffee, so that's good to know. Oh yes, since these little rest areas are pretty much the same every time, I pretty much just zoom through those too. Except for loading screens for some reason. What can I say, those movie screenshots need all the time they can to be appreciated properly. Oh yes, Stitch can't all... Oh yes. Since Square is mapped to Stitch's spin attack, he can't pick up explosive barrels like Lilo can. I don't know why I always found that momentum to be a little bit strange. Like, you think you can make it, but at the same time you don't really do. But yeah, what makes this game like really easy for 100% completion is that when you die, all the items you collected don't respawn. I think the timer on these explosive barrels like can actually vary the farther you get into the game. Also, don't feel like taking these platforms to get anywhere. Just use the ball form. Because while you're using the ball form, you can actually bounce on the water for whatever reason. Yeah, just spin right into a barrel. Yeah, that's a great idea of me. But yeah, the controls on Stitch's ball form feel kinda loose at times. Oh, just giving me enough cups of coffee to just roll my way right to the finish. But yeah, now that we've gathered all 16 photographs, our first boss is Myrtle. Again, we're skipping her cutscene because it's not like this game's really story heavy or anything, but yeah, her fight, we just basically have to race her to the finish line. So this isn't really much of a boss fight, it's more of a boss race. Obviously, if Myrtle reaches the finish line first, you lose a life and have to start over from the beginning. But then again, this race is actually really easy, so it's not like you can lose unless you're trying. So that's the end of Act 1. And we're going back here for whatever reason. Oh hey, it's a rejected Men in Black character.
Hello there, Lilo.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bubbles.
So, what brings you into town by yourself?
By myself, but I'm here with Stitch.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm teaching him how to be good.
I see. Well, why don't you try leading by example and go home like a good girl?
Okay. That's it, Stitch. Lead by example. Elvis Presley is a model citizen. If you listen to his records, that might help you understand. Come on, we can play them at the hotel afterwards.
Oh, you mean which you never do again? But yeah, now that we're in Act 2, our main object has changed from photographs to vinyl records. But anyway, how does the game start off Act 2? He certainly wasn't happy about that. So yeah, I can pretty much describe this level as yeah, don't panic, just take your sweet time gathering all the collectibles, but just run. Strangely enough, this is my most favourite song in the whole game. I swear some of these gaps like they can just barely be made. But yeah, really short levels since it's a chase, but I wouldn't like I would certainly be lying if I didn't say it had the best track in the game. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Why aren't you fast forwarding this safe spot? Well, I am going to fast forward this boss right here. But the reason why I'm not going down this path just yet is because this safe spot has too many bosses for the price of one. Also, they give these guys more hits, like with each act you go through. I don't know, it just makes the already boring mini bosses more tedious than anything. But yeah, the unkillable enemies that I'm talking about, well, that fat guy is apparently one of them. So unfortunately, as much as you'd like to go and cause that ironic death for yourselves, you can't drop a fat guy on a fat guy. I keep thinking I've messed myself over by making that barrel explode, but no, you can just barely bum bash and just clip it. Yeah, best strategy I found for getting past those guys is just getting them to kick twice and then just moving around them. Yes, those frisbees can indeed hurt you. Like, that wasn't obvious enough. Most of these enemies I sadly forgot the names for because I never kept any of my PS1 games like inside their covers. I pretty much ditched them, so I doubt I even have the manual to refer to these enemies by name anymore. But yeah, finishing that level, we're brought back to the surf shack. So that probably means we've got to replay all those levels again just to get back to where we were, right? Well, no. Basically, by pressing the select button on any of these safe areas, we can bring up this here map screen. So it's off to Lilo's next level. Next level we go. But yeah. But yeah, if you're wondering why I draw like such heavy comparisons to Crash Bandicoot with this game, simply look no further than these 2D levels right here. Because Crash also likes to do 2D levels on occasion. I'm surprised at how plentiful this game is with the extra lives you get. Because it's not like this game's particularly hard or anything. I mean, it is a movie-based game aimed primarily towards kids. I mean, sure, you may make the odd stupid death here and there, but other than that, it's pretty easy. But yeah, we also get platforms that collapse under your feet in this level. Nice little way to spice the gameplay up a bit. That bit's always scared me as a kid for some reason. Like as soon as you get up there, you automatically activate the barrel simply because, well, you're touching it on your way up. Also, this next loading screen, you're gonna have a quick eye, but yeah, all that fuss you've thrown about Disney making LeFou gay in the Beauty and the Beast remake, well, you certainly had no problems with Pleakley, did you? Because I'm just saying, he's done... Like, I'm pretty sure he's done some stuff that today's generation would find questionable. Yeah, don't try to attack these robots when they're not jumping around. They'll just always be able to hit you every time. I don't know why, but part of me just really itches to roll across large bits of water sometime. But at the same time, like, I'm fully aware that's more of a speedrun tactic, and that's certainly not what we're doing here. Well, I do grow a bit impatient here. And you can pretty much press triangle again to cancel out of the ball form at any time. But yeah, you don't want to activate the ball form right next to water. Otherwise, you'll just drown and lose a hit point. But yeah, one copyrighted cutscene skip courtesy of your good friend Jack later. Our next boss is Jumper. Well, I use the term boss very loosely in this game because you pretty much do everything other than fight them. In this case, we're just running away from him. This part I actually find kind of tricky, simply because, yeah, that can happen. He can just shoot you out of midair, cause you to drown, and yeah. But yeah, when you're really far away, he'll start shooting at you, which I find best to just jump right at the moment he fires. Or rather, when the bullets start getting close to me. But yeah, I've definitely had a few instances where I've just respawned behind Jumper and he still caught me anyway.
You have to do that.
Oh, I accidentally showed a second of a copyrighted movie clip there. Oops.
Stitch! We've got to get out of here!
Dancer.
Why is that so beeping? What's the matter, Stitch? You think maybe someone's trying to look for you? Oh, but there could be more of these. We need to find them and get rid of them somewhere. I know. We can throw them in the volcano.
But yeah, now for the final act of the game, our quest to find tracking devices and throw them in the volcano. But yeah, not much to say about these last few levels, since they all follow the same formula as pretty much every other level in this game. Do I even need to say that these pits are instant death at this point? Yes! being a D-pad user, that little bit always kind of scared me. But yeah, I'm fully certain you can actually use the analog sticks for this game, but you can't control the camera. You can't really control the camera anyway, so I just prefer to use the D-pad. But yeah, just going along our merry little way, fighting the same enemies we've pretty much been introduced to since like the first and second acts of this game. But yeah, next up is another safe spot with 2 mini bosses. It was even by this point that I accidentally discovered a little secret tactic to get them to do their final attack early. Just stand close to them and yeah, as long as you can get out of the way, you're all good. This level, I'm not too sure why it's a thing, but
There you are. Lilo, stay there.
how about no?
Lilo,
But yeah, this is pretty much the same as the chase level Stitch took part in.
Lilo, come here.
Except I would probably argue this is harder to get 100% on in one life. I swear to God, he just spawns there with no warning whatsoever.
Lilo, come here. Lilo,
Yeah, he does just spawn there.
stay there.
But yeah, it's this last little bit I always find like really hard to get everything on one life.
Stay there.
Like judging by the distance between me and Cobra, like I'm pretty much screwed.
Lilo, come here. Lilo, stay there.
I like how he's pretty much muttering the same like voice clips every time.
Come here.
Come here. Stay there. That was a fail. That was a fail in every aspect. Also, I like how they're just reusing the same music from the Myrtle fight. I guess the designers were like, let's not give this chase a unique song. I like that no he makes at the end just no. But yeah, that level brings us back to the Holleworth school, which means we'll be taking another trip back to the map screen. Well, it's another 2D level, but with Stitch instead. In fact, this is probably the last 2D level you're gonna see in the game. I think those are probably like one of the only two guys you see in the third act. Well, those guys you can pretty much have to wait until their back's turned. And second is those guys who pretty much fire at you non-stop. Even when you're completely behind cover. But yeah, they'll fire 3 times, much like those rapid fire plants. But again, I pretty much avoid like spin attacking them like when their back's turned. Also, we have those guys, who will pretty much spin at you non-stop when you're right in front of them. Like right there, who thought that would be a good idea to make that kind of a jump in a kid's game? Like, it looks like it's just barely doable. But yeah, going down this second path for all the collectibles we missed, especially the tracking devices, since we need all 16 of those to progress in the game. Like, I swear he just aims for you with his noggin. You know, normally I would have complained about dying there, but it pretty much takes us like somewhat close to where we last were. But yeah, this is the last safe area of the game, and well, it's nothing new. Just your same old mini boss that you can cheese just by standing really close to him. Remember when I said that Iniki track had the best song in the game? Well, I'm not gonna lie, this track's also pretty funky. What's with the statues firing arrows at us? Did they forget they were making a game based on Lilo and Stitch and not Indiana Jones? Like, I can only imagine how the meeting behind this particular level went. So why are you trying to endanger Stitch with statues that spit arrows at him? Well, sir, we needed some enemies to spice up the last few levels of the game, and we were afraid that so many little kids wouldn't buy our game if they didn't. So, yeah. You know, upon recording this footage, I thought there was a tracking device I missed somewhere but no, it's just right at the end of the level. But yeah, who's our final boss? Take a guess. Of course it's Gantu. I mean, who else were you expecting? Hamster Wheel?
Hamsterville! It is Hamsterville!
Huh? Computer, locate experiment 626.
Locking on to target 626.
Now you're mine. Surprise!
So yeah, just like every other boss in this game, you don't actually fight Gantu, you've just got to run away from him. In fact, this is pretty much the same as... In fact, this is pretty much just the same as the Jumba fight, albeit a little bit harder. And it turns out that Gantu didn't really need to kill Stitch himself because he just jumped in lava. Good for him. Oh yeah, he never stops firing at you either. So pretty much you've just got to be fast if you want to survive. But yeah, after making it to a truck, that's it, that's the end of the game. Best trade-off ever. Oh, so cute and fluffy. I love this scene. Best choice for an ending ever. Of course you can't see it since... Again, God forbid I steal from Disney's vault.
This creature has been sentenced to life in exile. A sentence that shall be henceforth served out here. On Earth.
But yeah, that is Lilo and Stitch Trouble in Paradise. Yeah, really short game, I know. Wait a minute. That song that's playing? It's a hound dog instrumental. Oh no! But yeah, just for the sake of showing how much effort went into that 100% completion, we're just gonna scroll through the gallery. And quick little challenge. See if you can not get annoyed by Lilo's constant repeating of the same dialogue over and over again.
Wow! Look at this!
Wow! Look at this!
Wow! Look at this! Ooh! Wow! Look at this! Wow! Look at this! Ooh! Wow! Look at this! Ooh! Ooh! Wow! Look at this! Ooh! Ooh! Wow! Look at this!
She's literally depressed.
Ooh!
Why was that so worthy of her? Look at this! Look at this, I'm depressed!
Ooh! 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 Wow! Look at this! Ooh! Wow! Look at this! Wow! Look at this!
But yeah, this has been Jack Holleworth with Lilo and Stitch for the PS1, and I hope to see you next time, whenever that may be.